Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's Thoughts from the Round Table.
Woo-woo!
We've been gone for a little bit, but now we're back.
Yeah.
We were gone for 2 weeks.
Listen, guys, we don't like to make excuses here on this podcast. I don't think we've ever made an excuse probably in our entire runtime.
I think a better statement is in our entire lives.
Yeah.
No excuses.
We own our mistakes. However, let's make an exception to that and make a couple excuses.
We don't do either of those things. We make excuses for just about everything.
For one, and this might happen in this podcast, really, we're going in some uncharted waters, as they say. My microphone kind of sometimes just stops working and makes a weird reverberation sound. Thanks, OBS.
We think we fixed it, though.
There's about a 70% chance we fixed it.
Yeah, if it comes out shitty, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Okay? Thanks. Because I'm actually really excited about what we're talking about today.
We also made this announcement on our last podcast that is currently unaired. As you can see, the cameras, say hi to the camera.
They're normal again.
They're normal again. We saw that you guys probably like this better, and to be honest, I like this better.
As do I.
So we're just gonna vibe with this again. Because you know what? Productivity, who needs it?
Exactly. Today, as you can tell by the title, sorry, I'm trying not to burp. There we go. As you can tell by the title, we're talking about the Blair Witch Project. 1999 movie about Blair Witches and a project about them, I think. I don't know.
I think that was at least part of the movie for sure.
Yeah, we're probably not going to talk much about it because some funny stuff happened during it. So let's just hop right in.
Okay, so the first thing we probably should talk about in this movie is that it's really, really scary.
It is.
And not in the way you'd expect. It's not like scary like, normal movies are scary. Like, loud noise. Jump scare. It's the bye-bye man. Don't say it. Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't think it. Anyways, this is a little bit more psychological.
Yeah, it's a slow burn. It'll get you, just nervous. And your imagination, we just, skimmed through a little review from quite possibly my favorite man on earth right now, Roger Ebert. May he rest in peace. He was talking about the scariest part of this movie is your imagination, is not knowing what's there, and how good horror movies sometimes don't have that. And I like that about this. Yeah.
Jacob was reading from our good friend Roger Ebert. He's not here. Jacob was reading a little bit of a review by Roger Ebert when he was talking about this, and you know what? To be honest with you guys, I was thinking this guy's got some good ideas, but I don't know. In practice, the unknown's not that scary.
It's hard to do.
Yeah. Guess who got proven wrong? Not even like 10 seconds later.
Are we hopping into this already?
Let's hop into this.
Yeah, so we're done talking about the movie. It was good, but you should go watch it and stuff. We might mention it again, but the chances are low. So we finished the movie. We're both kind of creeped out. It is dark. Currently, at the time we're recording this, it's 11:26 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So we just finished the movie probably 45 minutes ago. I'm reading it. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I just get ready to turn the light off. And we get a knock on the door.
Let's preface this. I don't know if you guys live in the 21st century or not. No one knocks on the door anymore. When was the last time you had to knock on your door?
I think we've had 3 people knock on the door throughout the year, and they've all been maintenance people. So I was like, why is the maintenance man here at 10:30?
Here's the thing. During the movie, there was a lot of weird noises that kind of freaked out the main core cast of characters. And let me tell you, I was on edge when this knock happened.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, this isn't cool. And guess what? It wasn't, because it happened again shortly after. I was like, I'm not opening the door. And Pierce was like, open it. I was like, no. No, thank you, sir. And then it comes again. He's like, okay, now you got to open it. I was like, I'm not opening it. But I did. But I opened it, looked outside. I thought I saw someone maybe run away. Perhaps it's just some kooky kid, knock ditching us. That's funny. You can laugh. We do live in an apartment building with only children. Not like actual children, but like college students.
I just When Jacob said that we got ding-dong ditched, I was in shock. Horrified, really, partially at the fact that someone in the year 2021 would still find ding-dong ditching humorous.
Well, it is funny. We laughed.
It is. It's a laugh at the absurdity of the situation. Like, I remember when I was a kid. I'm sorry. I'm like touching my mic right here. Anyways, when I was a kid, I would go out to the neighborhood of my friend and we would ding dong ditch and, hide on the bushes outside. Oh my gosh, look, they think someone's at the door at this a kooky hour. That wasn't funny then. It's certainly not funny.
I mean, it's funny now. You just don't get it because you're old.
Yeah.
And then, we're getting ready to go upstairs. I try to turn the light off. I just can't at this point. Because even if I did think I saw a person, what if it's a ghost? This is the thought going through. I've talked about this a lot with people I know. Like how dangerous my brain is when left alone. And like the amount of overthinking that's possible. Like one time my mom didn't call me back for like 8 hours. And I was like, okay, she's dead. No, that's just not how normal people function. But I do. So here we are. I was like, okay, we didn't see anyone. It was a ghost.
There was at least a 50-50 shot. It either is or it isn't.
That's what they say. And, I'm getting ready to go upstairs. We hear another knock. And Pierce says, go get the sword. For those of you who don't know, Pierce has a sword.
I was really meaning this because I hate to be this person, but I also firmly believe that there is a strong possibility that it could be a ghost.
And if it's a demon or a ghost, the one thing that historically has taken it down more than anything is a sword.
Listen, here's the thing. I've said this on stream a bunch of times. Someone came into my stream the other day and said, talking about ghost shit, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, and I talked to them about, the historical, weapon of choice against ghosts would have to be the sword. And if that a ghost could survive a sword blow, I've already lost hope.
Yeah. Well, it's just also a comforting thing to have a weapon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was really scared. We opened the door.
I did not have a sword, regrettably.
Yeah, we didn't have swords. It would have been funny, but we didn't. There's 3 people at our door. I mean,
you might be thinking, Mormons?
You know what? I'll say it, I'd take them over this.
Yeah, I'd take Mormons. I'd take Jehovah's Witness.
They were inebriated, drunk, college children who were like, hey. And so when you live in an apartment building like normal people do, you see people. And we've seen this woman before. Mentioned it, hey,
let's say we've seen them. Let's say
saw
what happened.
her.
We saw her one time.
Getting groceries.
We were coming back in. She held the door open for us.
Which was very kind. Thank you.
A normal person, and maybe this could be, and you know what? Comments let us know. We might be 40-year-old men living in college students' bodies.
This is true.
We've discussed this before. We don't really succumb to what normal college students do for fun, right?
Yeah.
And we're also not the most social humans in the world.
On our list of things we hate, like loud music, lots of people, flashing lights, colors, going places,
hanging out with people that we don't know well.
Yeah, all of these things are no-nos.
Yeah, really just not interested in that.
I know 4 people. How much more do I need to know?
Not a lot.
Especially on a personal sense. I get it on a business sense. I don't mind having business conversations with people. You gotta connect. You gotta build relationships, etc. But don't talk to me outside of work. That's stupid.
Exactly. I'm right there with you, buddy. But anyways, this girl kind of violated that rule the first time we met her. And she had a weird conversation with us. Just about groceries and who we are and where we lived.
Yeah.
Which is going to come into the story a bit later.
This is really important. You're going to want to remember that.
Anyways, she's at the door tonight. It says, hey, I saw you walking today.
Yeah. Were you guys walking somewhere this morning?
The fuck you say?
Why do you want to know?
Excuse me.
Like, I don't know. That's such a strange thing. This is, mind you, our second encounter with the woman. Second. Not, we've talked, we talked on the phone. We, conversed about our majors in school. Yeah.
It's not even like we've made it to acquaintance level here.
No, we know
that the person exists.
Yeah, and that's it.
So, just for all you out there, would-be socializers, if you're looking to make friends, don't start with, hey, I watched you.
Yeah. I mean, I remember us having the conversation walking away from her opening the door, and I said, that's a different type of extrovert. She doesn't just get energy from being around people. The people who have the nerve to stop people while they're walking in an apartment building to talk to them, built different. And I would say not in a good way. I don't know how you can trust people anymore, but hey, you live and you learn. This is an important... Remember that me talking about trusting people, this is an important point, okay? This is important.
Yeah.
So, she comes to the door. She's like, hey, we've seen you. I saw you walking today. And we were like, what's your response? I don't know. How could we have responded better?
She explicitly, if I remember correctly, asked us, were you walking because I saw you?
Yeah.
And so we were like, yeah, we were walking,
This morning.
That's true.
That's just a fact. So
we did go to campus this morning. So we were walking. No reason to hide. She already knew.
Yeah.
She was watching.
We're guilty. Also, I feel like we would have saw her. Were we not paying that much of attention?
It seems unlikely that she oh, I passed you walking, and
she would have said something.
So would have said something. It leads me to believe that she watched.
Yeah, she could have a side window facing out toward the street, and she must have been getting ready or something and saw us.
I don't know. It comes across creepy and stalkerish. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm saying.
Perhaps like a witch in the woods.
This is why the Blair Witch Project was not a great movie to watch right before this encounter. It's already starting out like I'm sensing the connections. My brain is connecting the various strands of yarn.
Yeah. I like that you have yarn in your brain.
Yeah, dude. I'm a knitter. What can I say?
Anyway, so she has some friends behind her. They mosey on over elsewhere. Not that important. They're not that important. She's like, so what have you guys been up to? Just watching a movie. Because, what else do we do but watch Game of Thrones and movies?
Listen, guys, I want you to get this well in your head. You might be thinking, you two are such funny, kooky guys. You talk to each other really well. This could not be further from the truth.
That's because this is the only people. I talk to 3 people probably. Mm-hmm. So
this is not a great interpretation of how we act when maybe a stranger says hello.
Yeah, you might think, oh, you talk for fun. This is your fun job, is recording and talking. You must be pretty extroverted. Far from it.
Nope.
We've talked about this multiple times, how tired we are after recording a podcast.
Dude, a podcast? Tucker me out.
Part of the reason probably why we got burnt out doing them. Just saying. Beside the point, but just saying. Anyway. So she's like, oh, what movie have you been watching? I'm like, Blair Witch. And she's like, oh, I love that movie. Isn't it on Netflix now? I'm like, yeah.
Which, you know what? Yeah, here's what I'm going to give her. I could not keep a conversation like this going when she's talking to 2 brick walls.
Yeah.
And bouncing off of them. And not affected.
She's like, you didn't have a Wii. There was this game for the Wii called Playground. Mm-hmm. And there's this game called Wall Ball. And it's just, you throw a ball against the wall. And this is what it reminds me of. She's just throwing a ball against the wall and it's coming right back to her.
And she's just throwing it back against the wall again.
It's like she hasn't learned.
No.
She thinks it's going to go through the wall. It's just boom, boom, boom. Anyway. She's like, today's my birthday. And let's paint a picture really quick. She's got a dress on, but not like a wedding dress or a prom dress, but like a night out dress and a sash. I think this says birthday girl.
It did.
So we couldn't really tell, but thanks for letting us know. We figured the birthday girl sash was just a fashion statement. Gosh.
You know what I
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I read that, and the furthest thing that was from my mind that was her birthday. I thought maybe she was just wearing it ironically.
I was like, must be St. Patrick's Day.
Was not a thought that went through my head that was like, maybe it's this girl's birthday. No.
No.
So I'm glad that she told us and just clarified the situation. Yeah, so anyways, at this point in the story, her friend, he's male, comes over. He's holding a pink glass, a pink drink. This was what led us to finally make the connection that this girl is heavily intoxicated at this point.
Yeah.
And he was like, please stop bothering these people.
Yeah, he could tell because he's a guy. He's like, these people don't like you. They don't want to talk. Okay, so here's our positioning. If you look at the camera, the door is my hand. Mm-hmm. Pierce is halfway behind the door. I am halfway behind Pierce. The door isn't open more than 30 degrees. I mean, we're basically hiding.
We were not going to let this girl into the apartment, but she wanted in.
She did.
But the body language said, I'm going to let myself in. And we blocked that entrance.
Yeah, because I'm a bigger guy. So I've completely blocked it off. We've got a shoe rack next. There's no way she's getting it. Zero.
Here's the thing, guys. There is nothing that gives me personally more anxiety than when people get to see how I actually live. Right? This is something our good friend came up to the apartment, and I spent 2 hours before cleaning the apartment.
Yeah.
You know why? Because no way was I going to give him the impression that I live like I actually live. No, I was going to assert my superiority over him.
Sure.
The apartment was not clean enough for a close friend, much less a stranger.
Yeah. It was. She wouldn't come in. Let's just make this very, very clear.
No.
But the man is confused. And he was like, do you even know these people? Which,
great question.
A reasonable thing to ask. You don't knock on random people's apartments.
And just have
ever.
A conversation.
Fucking ever.
That's just not something you
No
do.
one does that. Be normal for once, okay? So, she's like, yeah. They're Pearson. I was like, Jacob. Because I knew she could forget. She forgot. I don't know if she actually forgot. If we got her on a non-intoxicated day, she probably would have remembered. I doubt it. But let's just say for my ego's sake, she remembered. Okay? We're not your friends. Okay? Don't pretend like you know us. We met you once. You stalked us once.
It's like, have you seen the show? You saw it. You watched it all the way through. You
loved it.
Listen, just because you watched us while you walk, that doesn't increase our relationship. We've met one time. That makes you barely an acquaintance.
Okay, can I be honest with you? The more I think about her saying, I'm retracing my steps in my head while I'm pretending to listen to you talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just don't know where we would have saw her.
It's really kind of weirding me out at this point.
Who else sees this?
Who else is watching? Here's the thing.
Oh, I forgot a really important part of this
story. Dear listeners, sorry. Well, you get to that in a minute.
Okay.
I want to make this perfectly clear. If you're not paranoid enough, there is always somebody watching you, which is kind of because I'm sitting here thinking, when I'm walking to my Bible study every Friday, I am not considering that there is someone in their balcony or on the street eyeing me. That's far from my mind. And now it will be on the forefront.
You know what's funny, though? Is that, I wouldn't ever say... It takes some cojones to say that to the person that you saw. But every person I see, I do size up. You know, can I take this person in a fight if needed? I feel like most strong people do. That's a strong person trait. So I understand.
Is that what it is?
You don't have it, so I get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I size everyone up. But who would say that? Who? Again, I would say it to Pierce, like, hey, I saw you walking outside in the hall the other day. Found it kind of funny. But, you know, we live together. Would you say that to her? Could you imagine the vibes you're giving off?
Listen, if I said that to her,
opposite.
If I said that to her,
I'm calling the police on you.
I might be getting arrested, and I wouldn't even say that that's an uncalled for thing to do.
No.
If I was like, hey,
I saw you walking this morning. I know we have met only once, and I'm at your door inebriated, but it's okay.
911. There's this creepy dude who just said that he stalked me right to my face. That's weird as hell.
Yeah, so I forgot a story when she came and talked about the movie. This is after the people left, so chronologically we're not that far off. Mm-hmm. But this is after the movie. She was like, oh, did you guys watch it together? And I want to make this very clear because this does get on my mind a lot. We're not gay.
We're not.
Okay, I understand, you know, we're together pretty much all the time.
I understand the confusion that
we go out to dinner together. We go to a Bible study together. We go to the movies together all the time. We watched a movie at 9:30 at night together. We weren't on the same couch or anything, but like it did happen. I'm not trying to deny it, but I just feel like she could tell. And then our recovery was like, yeah, we did watch a movie together.
Okay, well, first off, let's break this down. Let's break this down. We are standing in a group. She asked us what we do. We said we watched a movie. Her response was, together?
Do you watch a lot of movies alone?
No, we were watching separate movies.
Well, actually, we had the same movie on at the same time. We were just in different rooms.
I just felt that was such a weird rebuttal. Oh, together?
Wait, you guys are friends and do stuff?
Wait. Two guys, one movie. Are you two gay?
Yeah, you could tell.
You could tell that's where her mind went. But, like, that's not a logical place for that mind to go.
Yeah.
Listen,
I feel like that's a big leap.
That's a big leap. If watching a movie with your friend makes you gay, then there are not a lot of straight people.
Yeah. It's strange. It's strange.
Anyways.
But the thing that happened next is actually the biggest point of conversation, in my opinion. And that's like, she's talking about her birthday. She's like, we're having a little get-together if you guys want to stop by. Now, all of the events leading up to this are very important for her to make this reach, that this would be something that we're interested in. So, like I said, you can't see that much inside the apartment, but one light is on and the TV's on. So you probably can't see the TV. It's just us. What makes you think? It's a Friday night at probably 9:45 at this point. What? No, actually, it's probably like 10:15.
Yeah.
What makes you think, yeah, now's the time we're going to go out? We haven't been out all night, but you got us. Thanks. Who does that? Second of all, and this is the point when I said, actually, I was getting ready to tell you this point before we recorded, and then I realized, okay, this is actually absurd. In today's culture, who thinks it's a good idea to invite two guys that you met once and stalked once to a party while you're inebriated and you know nothing about them other than that their apartment's kind of dark?
Holy shit, that is very dangerous.
I didn't put two and two together, but then I was like, okay, she doesn't know us at all.
Like, we're not the type of people that would do anything of that nature.
Right.
Let's clarify that for the
I'm
point
engaged. We're not. We literally don't. If you can tell, you probably can't see it. I have 2 Star Wars posters, a lightsaber, a bunch of Star Wars books. I don't really like going out. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or the violent, dangerous part of it.
No. we wouldn't be the ones. If we were the type of people that would go to that party, her bad decision would not lead to a bad consequence.
Yeah.
But that's a chance. That's a dangerous chance.
This is what I'm saying. She has to be so trusting of us. Do we give off that much of a trusting vibe?
We shouldn't.
No.
Listen, don't trust random strangers. Don't invite random strangers to your house. Don't do it while you're drunk. That leads to very bad outcomes.
This is the absurd...
90% of the time.
This is why I found this whole situation so absurd. Like, I was like, oh, this is funny. But then I'm like, okay, this is actually just crazy that this just happened to us. Who thinks this would be a good idea? Truly. Okay, I don't want to say this, but this is some person's daughter, right? And she just invited 2 random guys to hang out. Like, is this just us and this disconnect that we have? We talked about how we're pretty old already. Is this one of those disconnects?
I don't know, and I think that there's...
Or is this... Oh, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think this is definitely a college thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people go to college. They get riggedy racked, as Rick from Rick and Morty says. And you know what? They go to crazy parties, and everyone's invited. You just let everyone on the street into the party, and you all get wasted, and you get your drinks spiked. I think that's a lot of what people want in college.
Sure.
Unironically, I think that's what people want.
I agree.
Now, me and Jacob are... I don't know if you can tell this or not. I don't know if we've given off this podcast yet. We're not crazy partiers or drinkers.
Yeah. Yeah. Far from it, I would say.
Yeah, no, I don't think we even come close. So, a party is like the grossest thing I could imagine.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people. A lot of people and a really loud time. Really, it's just everything that I hate. But I think a lot of people want that. And you go to a school like we do, and it's a commuter school, and we're in this COVID time, which I must say, Governor Holcomb would not be happy about this invite.
If Governor Holcomb knew, he would be driving down here right now, and he'd be like, Jacob, Pierce, shut her down, and then hang up.
When I get presented with a situation, I often ask myself, what would Governor Eric Holcomb do?
I ask myself that for every decision I've ever made.
And when I was asked to, 1, break the Indiana state mask mandate, 2, engage in anti-social distancing, and 3, meet a bunch of people that I don't know and I'm not sure if they are COVID negative or positive, I knew that Governor Eric Holcomb would be looking down at me, shaking his head if I said yes. And I said, you know what, I'm going to make him proud tonight.
Nah, not on my watch. So here's my question. Is this just an old person thing in us, or is this just a common sense thing where, like, you don't trust people you don't know?
I think it's both. I think, like I was going to say before I got on my Eric Holcomb tangent, I think a lot of people are wanting that college experience and are craving it, so much so that they're just going to invite anyone. They just want people there. And I think that's what this was. Like, oh, I have 5 people over at my birthday. I want more. You guys can come. But I also think that there needs to be a little bit of common sense there. I don't know these people at all. Maybe I don't do this for my own personal safety.
Yeah, and then if it's even common sense on our part. Like, we don't know these people. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know what's going down.
I've seen a lot of horror movies.
And this is how they all begin.
I'm not going to be a horror movie victim. I refuse. You're not going to tempt me, temptress. You are not going to get me in your apartment and then kill me or torture me or put me in a Saw game.
You know what I think the most accurate, like, I think what would happen is probably like the babysitter, where the 5 people are all part of the occult. And we are tortured because, you know, we're just nice little boys.
It seems that way. Looking at this logically, right? I hate to say logically and then bring in the babysitter. But looking at this logically, right? It's like we were like deer. Because here's the thing. She asked us our apartment number the first time we met her. She said that she watched us.
She's been grooming us.
She's been knocking. She knocked at our door because she knew our apartment number. She said, "Oh, I know these people. I watched them this morning walk." Are we not getting some creepy ass vibes there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's that or she just likes one of us. Thinks we're cuties.
Listen, here's the thing about that. The audio viewers, you can't see this, but camera viewers, you can. You've got a great look at us. That theory is not likely.
Okay, that's fair. I just, maybe think better of her than that she's in the occult.
Listen, man, I'm always going to the occult. That's my first train of thought.
I know.
But, I mean, I'm looking at myself right now. And if I was an attractive college girl, I would say no thank you.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not real worried about it. I know it wasn't me, that's for sure. So
I would love to see. We were invited. Listen, here's the thing. Here's the real takeaway. We were invited to a party where we could socialize with people our age. Instead, we went up here and recorded a podcast about the invitation.
That's what we did, baby.
So you can tell that our lives are pretty exciting.
It's like there's this guy. There's this guy, and his name's Trey Kennedy, and he has this really funny series about middle schoolers. And he's like, my mom showed it to me, funny enough, and it actually really makes me laugh. I'll show it to you after this.
Okay.
But he's like, his mom's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And he's like, "I want a straight jacket." And she's like, "Why do you need a straight jacket?" He's like, "Oh, Mom, for content. I want to do a 24 hours in a straight jacket challenge." And like, this is the first thing I think of. Invite me to this party. Why? Do you want to come? No, for content.
So basically, guys, what we want to leave you with is, I think the Blair Witch Project was a really good movie. Probably an 8 out of 10 at the minimum.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that Roger Ebert is dead. That's a big L.
Yeah, but he gave it a 4 out of 4, and I'll give it an 8 out of 10, so we're pretty close. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. We understand this had nothing to do with the movie, but at the end of the day, we still are a movie podcast.
And if you are a woman out there, why are you watching this podcast? But if you are a woman out there, maybe don't invite strangers over when you're inebriated.
Yeah.
Just a PSA.
The
lot of creeps out there.
The more you know.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.